behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Bash TV. Palm Bash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Bash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. Got a great interview coming up momentarily, but don't forget about the subscribes and bells button below you there. And you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way, so check that out. And leave a comment on the comment section if you'd like. And check out the description. You'll have contact info there. And we're going to have the contact info again at the closing credits at the end of the show. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Del Rio, Texas, we have Dan White with us today. I know you're really going to love this guy, and very talented artist. And we're going to get to that in a second because it starts right now. Okay, here we are with the interview again, and with us from Del Rio, Texas, we have Dan White with us today. Thank you for joining us, Dan.
Howdy. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. The first question I'd like to do is ask, about how you started in the music business. I mean, I'm sure you've always wanted to be an artist since you were a kid. Maybe you come much later, maybe it's deeper than that, but tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear your story.
Well, I've always grown up around music because my dad was a Baptist preacher, so I learned playing piano and stuff like that, singing in the choir. And then, of course, when I got into middle school and high school, I was playing in the band, in jazz band, where I learned to pick up the bass guitar. And then right before I graduated, I took an audition, and I was actually accepted into the Army band program right out of high school. So I've been performing for people ever since I was 18. So it's been over 30 plus years now. But I'm at a point in my life now where I want to leave something behind. I'm thinking more of legacy at this time in my life. And so I've decided writing and recording my songs in Nashville and then releasing them from there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quite a story, and I hope you continue your success, and who knows where it will take you.
Thank you.
Well, what are some of the influences you grew up with? I mean, I'm sure there's some legendary artists, like in the mainstream world that helped influence you, but tell us who your influences are.
My high school years, I was a metalhead. So, of course, I listened to like Iron Maiden, Metallica, Rush, all those kind of influences. But then once I got into the jazz band in high school, I started listening to more like blues, funk, things like that. So, of course, Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers was a big bass influence. Different modes, Stevie Ray Vaughan, a lot of those kind of bluesy things. And so over the years playing in the military and just me playing in general, I've found that I can kind of merge everything. And that's kind of the way I play now, more of a variety. I don't just really stick to one style when I'm playing. I kind of just branch out into everything.
Right. And as you know, that's what we live for here. We do all genres on our show. And some of those bands you mentioned, they're definitely legendary, like Red Hot Chili Peppers and, all the metal bands you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how we can get your music? I mean, I'm sure it's on all streaming platforms, but tell us where we can find you on social media. And if you have an official website, things like that, we want to know how to contact you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on Apple and Spotify and most of the streaming platforms. In fact, pretty much all of them that are through TuneCore, because I release through TuneCore right now. And I have a YouTube channel, and also my website is danwesleywhite.com. You can see all my songs there or even purchase them. And also I've got merchandise and everything like that on there. So those are the best ways to get in touch with me. And then I've got an artist page also under Dan Wesley White on Facebook.
Okay. Well, go out there today and check him out on all those streaming sites and official websites, like he told you. And I know that he would fall in love with you for that. So, well, we're getting ready to watch the song 22, I do believe is the name of the song. It has quite an interesting story to it. Tell us a little bit about that song.
One of the things that I'm really passionate about is helping out fellow veterans. I've seen the dark side of being enlisted and things like that. And I've seen how people try to, we're trained to do a job. And sometimes when we're doing our job, we get injured, things like that. And so it's a really hard process going through the VA to get benefits and things like that. And a lot of people get really discouraged and hit dark times. And so the song 22 is about the average U.S. veteran suicide rate every day in the U.S. So 22 lives a day. And so I wrote that kind of not only to bring awareness to it, but also to kind of give a hopeful message. Hey, don't do something you're going to regret and your family's going to regret later. So hopefully any vet that hears it will think twice before doing something.
Yeah, I have heard that about veterans before. I mean, there's a lot of veterans that just, that end up killing themselves over what they went through and whatever. So if you're a veteran out there and you hear this song, maybe this will give you some hope. And for those of you that are not veterans or anything, maybe that'll be something to think about. And maybe you can help a veteran in that respect. So it all works out either way. So, but it is a great song. We're going to watch that in just a moment or so. But before we do that, Dan, we thank you so much for being on the show today. We'd love to have you back sometime if you have anything to plug for us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and here it is, 22 by Dan White, and it begins right now.
18 and fresh out of school, living his life and trying to be cool. Johnny's world changed with a telegram. Pack your things and don't be slow. For Benin's where you gotta go. We're sending you to Vietnam. Saw things no one should see, all in the name of liberty. Several friends would pass away. Returned home a different man, wondering why he's alive in God's plan. Thought ending it all was the only way. Don't let him be a 22. Gave his body and soul for the red, white, and blue. When his world crashes down, he needs some help to see life through. Don't let him be a 22. Susie was an ex-prom queen. Mommy and Daddy gave her everything, but her eyes were opened on that September day. She watched those silver towers fall, knew she had to heed the call. Marine Corps blues were the way. Got sent to Afghanistan, where an IED took her legs and hands. Living a life with many surgeries. Times got hard and bills piled high. Disabilities were denied. How can she live with these injuries? Don't let her be a 22. Gave her body and soul for the red, white, and blue. When her world crashes down, she needs some help to see life through. Don't let her be a 22. Men and women who take a stand, protecting our homeland, away from their husbands and wives, fighting their internal fights with long and sleepless nights. They need our help to live better lives. Let us be a 22. We gave our bodies and souls for the red, white, and blue. When our world crashes down, us be a 22. We gave our bodies and souls for the red, white, and blue. When our world crashes down, we need some help to see life through. Don't let us be a 22. Don't let us be a 22. We gave our bodies and souls for the red, white, and blue.